Indy Mogul.
My name is Zack and I am the host of Backyard Effects. And today's episode is about a pirate sword! Arr! Now, because of Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides coming out next Friday, not this Friday, we're going to do a pirate sword. Now I'm going to use some foam so it can be like a stunt prop, which you can hit people with and, you know, it'll be safe. But on the same note, it's going to have an actual metal rod on the inside of it so it keeps its stability if you want to like sword fight and stuff like that. So, Puppet Zack, how much for this?
Dar matey! I stole this booty of a wheel and you can't have it back. You must pay me 30 rupees for it.
Oh, so the build's gonna cost $30.
No, I mean, you gotta pay me $30 for the wheel. That's not how much the build cost.
No, and also rupees, they use doubloons. Rupees is the Indian currency.
30 rupees!
30.
Arr.
1/8 by 1 inch by 3 foot piece of aluminum, piece of craft foam that's 1/8 inches thick, spray paints, scrap foam, electrical tape, glue, razor pen, and a Dremel.
This build's difficulty level is 4.
Simple time lapse. Woo!
The first thing I did was cut the metal to a good size for this sword. Make sure to scale it to your size. Next, I used the metal as a straight edge and I drew on the craft foam the shape for the blade. Then I cut it out with the razor pen. Then, making sure it was a good fit, I took some scrap foam and cut the handguard from that. At this point, I realized I had to cut the hand grip to be thinner than the 1 inch that the metal is at, so I clamped it back down and cut it to about ½ an inch in width. Once that was done, I cut holes in the handguard piece and then made a quick cap piece with some more spare foam. Once I got the handguard to fit correctly, I took some more scrap foam and cut a piece that would be added to the grip of the sword. Then I used electrical tape to put it all together. Then it was time to glue the foam blade onto the metal. Next, I used the Dremel to sand away some of the edges of the foam, to give it more of a sharp blade look. I also made some scratches on the handguard to make it look like an older sword than more of a brand new one. The last step is the paint. I did a coat of black paint over the whole thing. Once that dried, I used an old rag and wiped on silver spray paint onto the blade, and gold paint onto the handguard. Once that dried, I was done. So, the sword, it's done. It's that easy. I mean, it looks really awesome. Kind of gave it like a rustic, it's old and, you know. Even though this is made of foam and you can use it for sword fighting and hitting people, don't hit anyone in the face. That's just stupid. And this technique can be used to make pretty much any sword you want. So if you got a cool sword from a movie or a cartoon or whatever, just follow these steps but change the design of the foam and then you've got a cool sword. So, let's check out the trailer. So, that's it for this episode of Backyard Effects. Leave a comment below as usual, tell me what you thought of the build, and go to this video, because it's the newest episode of Backyard Effects. And go to this video, because in conjunction with using a sword would work really well. So you got those 2 episodes. So, you know, and you know...
30 rupees!
It's a doubloon!
Have a fight to choreograph but don't really know how to do it? Well, when in doubt, do what the pros do. Grab some of your favorite fight scenes from your favorite movies and mimic. Eventually you'll have yourself a nice collaborative little fight and you'll learn a whole lot in the process.